We've kind of known this has been going on for a long time, but right now it seems to have been amped. Kevin Mellot, good morning. What do we know about what's going on with these guys?
Well, they started rounding up people that had knowledge of the movement of their senior leadership and started torturing them and then killing them off, trying to figure out who's been giving up the information on where the senior leaders have been moving, what kind of vehicles they're using, etc. Because in the last several months, we've had 4 or 5 successful drone strikes against commanders.
Is this the beginning of a bit of chaos for ISIS? Is this war on this terrorist group beginning to work?
Well, first of all, remember that they are terrorists, named that for a reason, and the way they operate is in a terroristic manner. And they rule and get everybody to stay in line by doing killings, in particular of their own guys. You get a lot of discipline. At least the guys will be very disciplined. So it's a little shaky for them. The big issue is we're killing their combat leaders, and that's going to make it harder for them to carry out missions with less experienced leaders. But the big issue is, the question of have we penetrated them enough to get disinformation to them, to feed them information, to make them think their own people are ratting out? And if so, that's great because that'll cause them to continue to purge the leadership, which makes it much more unstable as an organization. That allows us to get people inside closer and get more information.
Kevin, you talk about that purge. I think I read over the weekend that it was upwards of 35 to 40 people that they were executing in front of other ISIS members. And in some cases, you mentioned that why we call them terrorists, they're throwing their own lieutenants, if you will, into vats of acid in front of the group. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, they want to get the point across that there's no end to the level of pain and suffering they will give you if you become a traitor. And keep in mind, this culture is a lot different than Western culture. They have a mentality of loyalty at the fanatical level as well as their commitment to killing people for their cause. So they want to make sure everybody gets that point right across. The real issue for them is going to be, if they start knocking off all these combat leaders, how many people do they have left that have really good experience on the organizational leadership side? But this also underlines a problem that ISIL has, and that is, as a multi-ethnic, multinational organization, there's a lot of distrust. They are bonded by a fanatical viewpoint of their religion, but there's a lot of distrust between people by tribal backgrounds, by their heritage, by where they came from, what their real purpose is. And so if we can stir that up even more, it'll lead to more disharmony inside the organization and actually lead to further destruction of it.
No matter what is going on with them right now, this clearly was not the JV team, right? As originally thought. Pretty incredible. Birthdays here for today, June 7th. Eileen Amrine in Vernon Center. Joe Marie Drake and Marcy, happy birthday. And Robert Hall in Rome, celebrating today. Happy birthday to Eileen, Joe Marie, and Robert. Cake will go to Eileen, Amrhein, Amrine in Vernon Center. She'll get a cake from the Florentine Pastry Shop on Bleecker Street, the legendary Florentine. You can join our VIP club or submit your birthday online by going to WIBX950.com, or you can send in a birthday the old-fashioned way on a postcard. WIBX birthdays, 9418 River Road, Marcy, 13403. Christine with news. We'll do a free money question of the day from Hobica and give you a chance at $100, $200, or $300 in cash. Also, Chubby Checker tickets on the line, coming to the Turning Stone later on in the month. It's all coming up, along with a guy that knew Henry Hill. Henry Hill, of course, from the original, the inspiration for Goodfellas, one of the inspirations for the movie Goodfellas. Henry Hill has recently passed, but the guy, Daniel Simone, who was very close to Henry Hill and co-wrote most of the books about him and the books with him, Daniel Simone coming on with a new Henry Hill story, a new mob story from Henry Hill in New York City. Coming up when we come back here at WIBX.